Breaking news from the NFL, where the Detroit Lions have agreed to a 4-year extension worth more than $120 million with Amon Ra St. Brown.
The Detroit Lions have given him a 4-year deal worth more than $120 million, $77 million guaranteed.
This is huge. St. Brown is one of the more deserving wide receivers when you look at this new extension that he just received.
St. Brown has earned this. We just felt like, he's an elite player. He's truly earned it. He represents and embodies everything that we're about as a franchise.
I'm super grateful. If you would have told me 3 years ago I'd be here today, I don't know if I'd believe you.
I think he just epitomizes what the Lions want in players.
Amon Ra St. Brown, a 4th-round wide receiver drafted 112th overall, is now the highest paid.
Wow. He's a football player that happens to play the wide receiver position because he does so many things for their offense.
They should be very happy for Amon Ra St. Brown, the way he's played, the way he's developed. Very deserving of this deal. Amon Ra St. Brown epitomizes what Dan Campbell's looking for.
But to be the highest paid at your position, what does that feel like?
I mean, it's cool. It's definitely it's an honor. It's a blessing that the Lions were willing to do that for me. They see me have that value.
It makes sense, though, for the brand new Lions to reward this sun god. Everything he's done since getting to Detroit has been fantastic.
He's the definition of an MCDC guy. He does everything you want him to do as a wide receiver. He'll catch the ball. He gets the yak. He'll even block for you. He literally is perfect. He is worth every single penny and a massive part in flipping that culture in Detroit. I love it.
He's just become one of the best receivers in the NFL.
The roar has been restored, and one of the reasons why the roar has been restored is because of Amon Ra St. Brown.
He's productive, that's one thing. It's the way he plays the game, how selfless he is out there, the way he blocks out in the perimeter. It's every little thing that he does.
So you put up his numbers, it's always top 5, top 7 in the league in all the major categories for the last few years. Great guy to build a culture around.
The best messages to your locker room are, if you develop and you do everything that is required and you improve and you become key figures of this team, you're not going to have to go somewhere else to get your money. We're going to take care of you.
If you play well and you're a great teammate and everything, you're going to get rewarded. The Lions have shown that. They've clearly shown it that they're going to reward you with good play.
Those are the kinds of guys that you want to reward. When guys see that, and when guys see that they're a part of the success that this team has started to have, that's absolutely going to be a motivating factor in keeping guys wanting to perform who are on the team or attracting different players to your team that can help be the thing that sets you apart and helps you win a Super Bowl.
The whole journey, the whole story is just, it seems unreal.
I live in Southern California. I grew up in Southern California growing up as a kid, and
he was always, even as a little boy, totally dedicated.
He was always into sports and kind of a practical joker too. Always joked around with his brothers, and
he never played with toys, neither Lego, little cars, little men, nothing, only sports.
Let's go play. Let's do basketball, football, soccer. Let's do something. Let's play.
Very dedicated. He always wanted to win, even as a little boy.
Back in the 80s, John Brown was a renowned bodybuilder who won Mr. Universe twice and Mr. World 3 times.
My dad, he was I don't know if you know, he was a Mr. Universe, Mr. World.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Brown.
Yes, sir.
Big swole.
So he's the reason, he trained us, me and my 2 brothers.
my dad was super into the sports, pushing us.
Amon was 5 years old, Osiris was 6, Equanimous was 7 years old in my garage. So look, son, boys, we're gonna start lifting weights. I'm gonna teach you how to work out. At home, I'm dad, but in here, I'm the trainer. I know I'm a father, but I'm freaking Mr. Universe 2 times. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff here.
I didn't start doing real weights, I would say, until I was 7, 8 years old.
That's kind of soft.
7, 8 years old, that's when I started, the parents that I had, my dad was at all I don't think he missed one game of my life, whether it was football, basketball, soccer, maybe one.
I always tell them to shoot for the stars, right? Because the bottom is overcrowded.
Was coaching me before the game, after the game, during the game.
Their mother is just as hell-bent as their take-no-prisoners father. Her obsession, her son's brain.
And then my mom, she was, making sure we're on top of our schoolwork, homework, tests, taking the SATs in different languages.
While Dad focused primarily on strengthening their bodies, Mom mainly focused on building their minds.
If we wanted to go out, we'd have to finish 10 vocab words. She gives us the word and we have to give her back the definition. She somehow figured out how to like cut off our phone, like text, data and everything. Like it'll just be shut off if we don't do the vocab words.
Learning different languages, reading books on our way to school, whatever it was, learning vocab words. If we want to go out, we got to learn a certain amount of vocab words. So she was honest about everything. So it was like two heads, boom. I got my dad over here, my mom over here.
For me, it was important for them to learn, of course, first German, since I'm from Germany.
And you weren't bilingual, you were trilingual.
Yep.
From day one, when they were born, I only spoke German to them, and even now we speak German to each other.
My mom's from Germany, so we'd be there every summer as kids. And she only spoke German to us, so that was basically my first language. My dad and my mom, that was part of their thing. They wanted us to travel and see the world, and as a kid, that's all I really knew, and I was used to it. So going to a French school in California, I only speak French the whole time. You're out in recess, they're speaking French, teachers speaking French to you.
We choose French because there was a French school around the corner where they only teach in French.
You know, when I was in Germany in the summer, it was just like another home for me, like a second home. Me and my family, they would go, we're going out the country. We would take cruises all the time, like almost every year. We've been all across Europe as kids. My parents were big in traveling, so we traveled across the country. We took cruises everywhere. So in the summer, we'd be in Germany for about 2 months. Spend our summers there. It was always super fun. In third grade, my dad sent us to France, went to school in Paris for a semester, did that. Super fun, one of the best times of my life. But it was awesome. I mean, we went to school in Paris when I was in third grade for a semester. That was great. I'm going to a French school. My mom was speaking to me in German when I'm with her at home. My dad's speaking to me in English, so I'm learning 3 languages at once. Learning different languages, I think that also opens your brain up a different way.
I mean, we spent a lot of months in Germany and traveling around in Europe.
For me, it was normal, I would say. Growing up, that was just the kind of household I was in. I was speaking German with my mom, boom. I'm doing all that, speaking English to my dad, flip-flopping in between sentences. If she's talking to me, he's talking to me. I'm going to a French school. My dad's working out after school. We're doing all these sports, all these languages, trying to get 4.0 GPAs. So for me, it was normal. That's the life I lived.
My name is Amon Ra St. Brown.
Your father added the Saint, right?
Yeah, so he added the Saint because Brown is actually a slave name, so there's several reasons. Brown's a slave name. He didn't want his kids to have a slave name, so that was number one. The name St. Brown, he was actually choosing between Saint and Vaughn, so he didn't know if he wanted to be Vaughn Brown or St. Brown. St. Brown, he's like, that just sounds better, it looks better on the back of a jersey.
I knew to give them St. Brown. I knew it would be good on jerseys.
He wanted his kids to play sports. And
my wife probably thought I was crazy when I'm sitting there going, it's going to look good on the back of a jersey, but I just knew it.
He just did it. On the birth certificate, he put an ST in front of it.
I love my name. I'm glad he did it.
They were all like this, like so close. Out of everything they've accomplished, the thing I'm most proud of is they're gentlemen and they're tight.
My 2 brothers were my best friends, so.
Who's the best?
Me, of course, gotta be. They still have to prove themselves.
Bernie, look at me. I'm looking at him right now.
So you're all Division I, and you also speak 3 languages, and you get 4.0s or thereabouts. I'm starting to feel inferior here. I don't like that.
A lot of kids at my school say I was built in a science lab.
Is that right?
Yeah, so I think the reason why people say that is because they've never met people like us that speak all these different languages, are so good at football, have good grades, traveled the world, can do all these things all in one person.
I feel like, they shaped me to a good human being.
My name is Amon Ra. I play wide receiver here at Mater Dei, and football is the best.
What's in a name? Quite a bit if the name is Mater Dei High School, which has one of the most prestigious athletics programs in the entire country, and that's especially true for its football program.
I love it here, and no place better than this.
At 6 feet tall and 190 pounds, he has size, speed, smarts, and wow, is he strong.
I've watched Amon Ra go into the weight room and pop 335 on the bench 5 times.
Odds are you've never met anyone named Amon Ra. And you've very likely never seen a wide receiver quite like Amon Ra St. Brown.
Amon Ra, a lot of excitement around the Monarchs these days. Talk about what we're seeing right now.
I mean, first day of spring ball. We're excited, to get this thing started.
Amon is the strongest, probably the smartest, one of the fastest, one of the quickest, probably the best route runner.
And it also helps that he plays for an elite program in Mater Dei. where he has a legend guiding him from the sideline.
My wife has him, and my wife's taught here for 35 years. She has the advanced placement history here. After a week or two, she came home and she said his writing and his ability to speak is so far advanced, but the depth of his writing is tremendous. And basically she's saying, that's one smart kid.
I mean, I think that goes the same for football. I'm always trying to be first in everything that I do.
From his decision-making to his route running, Amon Ra has every compliment he needs to go with his impressive physical attributes. Of course, he also has plenty of talented teammates, including a 5-star quarterback to get him the ball, 2019 prospect JT Daniels.
I mean, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks, hands down, right now in the nation. I mean, and JT is just spot on with the ball. He delivers crazy, passes I've never seen before in high school.
Daniels and St. Brown should be one of the country's most prolific duos this season, as Mater Dei is once again a favorite to win a state title as well as a mythical national championship.
And I literally ask every college coach this: have you seen a receiver like Amon in the last 20 years? I haven't seen anyone say they've seen one better than Amon.
You were ranked in the top 10, but you weren't number one. What was it about you in the offseason that motivated you to get to where you're at?
I think being the youngest is really what drives my competitiveness, whether it's playing basketball, playing Uno, Monopoly. I mean, I'm always trying to beat them, so.
Tell us what's appealing to you right now about the Trojans.
I mean, Trojans have been, they had a great season last year, so, they said I'm one of the top receivers, so, that's really appealing to me. And then they said I have a fair shot playing early, so that's also big to me.
So any school that's going to give me an early shot or a fair chance at playing early is a school that I like. And then obviously education is huge for me.
But I'm asked 10 times a day, where do you think Amon Ra's going to go? And I'll tell you, I don't think his dad, his mom, or either brother know. He will keep it that way. And then all of a sudden, he will say, okay, this is what I'm doing.
Amon Ra St. Brown is one of the elite offensive weapons in the country. And wherever he ends up going to college, he'll be a name to remember.
Amon Ra, where will you be playing your college football?
I'll be attending.
Yeah! You? All right. Hello. Congratulations, Amon Ra, headed to USC. Paul, back to you.
I chose USC because of a lot of things, but the main reason was because of, I love Coach Helton. I think he's one of the finer coaches in college football.
I want to keep my talent in California. I feel like a lot of people from California were leaving, taking their talent elsewhere. If we can just keep all our talent in California and all go to SC, I feel like SC would be that much better.
I'm studying business. That really appealed to me, is the Marshall School of Business. And then the media attention that USC gets. It's in LA, big city, and just staying close to home is huge for me.
In college, it's, you're in the locker room, all your boys, you're all going to class together. You live together, you do everything together, you go cafeteria together.
Some personal goals for me at USC is to meet and connect with as many people as I can, because the connection here is huge. The Trojan family is a real thing. And then just hopefully bringing a national championship back home.
He was just a joy to work with the day he stepped foot on campus.
Your first start here in the Coliseum, what was this moment like for you coming out here on the field for the first time?
It's unbelievable. You walk out, the tradition they have here, the people, the fans, to come out with all your teammates. It's amazing to finally be here and finally play in the Coliseum.
Well, Daniels lets it go for his man, Mater Dei, to Mater Dei for a USC touchdown.
Now, we know your high school teammates. We saw that connection here today. Early on in the game, were you looking for him? What makes this special connection?
I always know where Amon's going to be. I always know that, I can trust Amon to be in the right spot. Trying to execute what I can, and then trying to get open is the biggest thing. It was nice to get my first touchdown catch in the Coliseum, first college game. I still remember being a freshman, coming in, not knowing anyone. The second year is where you see the most growth. Biggest advice my dad, I think, has given me is, when you think you're working hard, just know there's 5 other dudes out there working even harder, so you better keep working. Just being a student here, you meet so many different people from different areas, make connections. That's the biggest thing that I wanted to take from coming to USC here is...
Pressure coming. Rice is there. He's got a pick, and he's got a major sack. Looked like knee first, and then knees down. So Daniels is going to have to get helped off.
Daniels is down, and remember, the guy who won the backup spot is a true freshman.
Keaton Slovis.
Yeah. Obviously, JT goes down. He's your good friend. Yeah.
Iowa plays USC in a relative home game down the 5 freeway in the Holiday Bowl.
Welcome to the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl on FS1. Here's Slovis up the sideline. He's got a receiver, and it's caught. Amon Ra St. Brown. A beautiful touch pass by Keaton Slovis. Slovis, deep ball. He's got a receiver. What a catch, and what a throw. And Amon Ra St. Brown. Kirk Ferentz and the Hawkeyes win it 49 big points to 24.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think we're all really motivated to do something special this year. I mean, you saw at the end of the season how we really started clicking. I think we can take that into this whole next year and bring that same momentum and energy that we had towards the end of the season and bring it up even more as an offense. We have this saying on our team that goes, so what, now what? I mean, something happens, move on to the next play. And
with great leadership capabilities, that's Amon Ra St. Brown. And so another reason he was a team captain for us. And
there's always little things that I can work on as a receiver, coming out of your breaks, releases, things like that. Just out there supporting my teammates, encouraging them. Going out there, going hard every practice, and making sure that when it's all said and done, I'd have no regrets.
He's an offensive player that plays with a defensive mentality.
Going into my 3rd year, it really flew by fast.
As Slovis fires to the end zone, it's St. Brown for the touchdown. On 3rd down, Slovis airs it out to the end zone. Caught for the touchdown by St. Brown. Jet sweeps St. Brown, looking for his 3rd of the night. He's got it. Injury last season as well. Back shoulder throw, St. Brown. Why not make it 4?
Can't execute a route much more perfectly than that.
4 touchdowns in the first quarter last night. No big deal.
You know, I wouldn't say that I expected that. 4 in the first quarter was crazy for me. I had no idea that 4 was the record. Even going into halftime, I had no idea. I think it's really our culture that's changed. Whether we're down by 20, down by 3, or down by 100, we always have a chance, and we always think we can win.
I'm sure I speak for all the other alumni players. Man, we're proud of you guys. Everything that you guys have done this year, you finished the season undefeated. I know it's a shortened season. We're only talking about 5 games, but that's not your fault. You guys have clinched the Pac-12 South. Now you have an opportunity to play for the Pac-12 championship game.
You know, winning the Pac-12 championship will be huge for our team, for USC.
Keeping his eyes downfield, turning the shoulders, finding St. Brown, 1st down. Slovis to throw again, the defender fell, and St. Brown is wide open, diving for the goal line. Touchdown, USC.
The combine and pro days are just, there's so much hype that goes into them when really most of it's in the film.
If I look back at the draft, your draft in particular.
But I know that you were mad on draft. You were mad on the first couple days of the draft. You didn't get picked.
You know, like I said, being an All-American, this, that, and the other, going to Mater Dei, going to USC. NFL sent out the cameras, you know, just in case if I get drafted, they see the live view and they can show it on TV. Had a bunch of family and friends over, like I would say around 40 people at the house. Waited around, saw a bunch of different receivers get picked. I remember 2nd round went by, like damn, still haven't heard my name called. The last name gets called, I forget who it is, of the 3rd round, day's over. I thought I was gonna get the call, never got it, and then, you know. That feeling that I had, I can feel it right now as I'm speaking to you. I just remember having to say bye to everyone. I remember saying bye to everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry that, I'm sorry it didn't go the way that, we wanted, that I wanted.
Humbling, frustrated, mad,
pissed off,
sad.
for sure.
Okay.
Pissed off, yeah. And I just remember, crying, being super upset. I remember on my way home, I'm like, there's no way. One of the days that I'll never forget for me as a player, as a person. Even to this day, it's a day that I'll never forget. I can name all 16 receivers right now if you want me to.
Do you really know all 16 players?
I do. Jamar Chase, LSU. Jalen Waddle. Devontae Smith, Alabama. Kadarius Toney, Florida. Rashad Bateman, Minnesota.
Elijah Moore, Ole Miss.
Rondell Moore, Purdue. Tutu Atwood, Louisville. Dwayne Eskridge, Western Michigan. Terrace Marshall, LSU. Josh Palmer, Tennessee.
De'Ami Brown.
Amari Rogers. Nico Collins, Michigan. Anthony Schwartz, Auburn. Des Fitzpatrick, Louisville.
You got them all.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. Wherever you find motivation, right?
Yeah.
Like you look at that every day.
I have it written down in my notebook.
Just how did that motivate you?
Whoever picked me that next day, I knew I was going to go in there and give it my all every day.
All right, man, you'll be a big part of what we're doing going forward, man. You're going to catch passes from Jared Goff, man, and hey, we're excited, man, all right?
The Detroit Lions select Amon Ra St. Brown, wide receiver, USC.
But do you understand you needed that?
100%. I think it helped me for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it happened the way it did for me. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Do you ever look back on it and say, I'm glad that happened because of what it did for me? Or are you still pissed off?
I think both. I'm still pissed off to this day, and that's why I go so hard every year. I want to make them pay for what they did. I mean, you can say prove people wrong is one way, but for me, I like to prove myself right. I know who I am. I know what I can do.
Amon Ra was the 17th receiver selected in his draft class.
Being a 4th round pick, I was already hungry coming in. For me, it was like when I got there, I knew I was going to make the most of my opportunities. I wasn't going to let any opportunity slip from me. So early on, the first few games, I didn't get too many targets. I just needed a shot.
Right.
If they were going to throw me the ball, I was going to make the most of it. And
first victory of the year on the line. Goff's got it. Back, looks, throws, end zone.
Yes!
Caught! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! They did it! Amon Ra St. Brown on the receiving end!
We sang it! Let's go! Come on! Let's go! Let them make them play, boy! Let's go! Let them make them.
And ever since that game, I feel like, I started getting more targets. And ever since then, I just never looked back.
A lot of people would ask me and my wife, how'd you do this? Like 3 boys all played the Power 5 football in college. SAT scores off the chart. How'd you do that? How'd you accomplish that?
St. Brown has it. Needs to get to the 14-yard line, and he will. Craig Reynolds through the big block, and St. Brown works all the way downfield for the touchdown.
It's not rocket science. I was trained would always outdo was born. Always. It's up to mom and dad to do everything. You just have to put the effort into your child. May your child be an attorney, a doctor.
A ball thrown my way, I was going to make the catch. In the run game, I was going to block. I was going to make sure I find a way to get on that field.
Here they come with 5. There's the catch, a touchdown by St. Brown.
So we're both on the same page. You can't be against each other. She never came into the garage when they were 5, 6, and 7 and said, you shouldn't be doing that.
She supported
it. I supported her. She wanted to go to France, go to France. So mom and dad got to be on the same page.
124. That went for 33. They come back to him. He's got a blocker out ahead, and he's able to walk in.
You know how else you can win? You draft guys like this.
Yeah.
That's part of it. It just changes everything.
You, as a parent, as an adult, must guide them. You know what's best, so you have to guide your kids.
5, Goff's going to throw, and it's caught by St. Brown for a first down.
That route was a little slice of brilliance right there by St. Brown.
But your boys excelled in athletics as well as scholastically.
Yeah.
They're good human beings.
Goff looking, St. Brown, end zone, touchdown Detroit, St. Brown.
Should I say it in English? I'm very proud of you, extremely proud. That's all I can say. And you know it. I'm proud of you. Do your thing.
Do your thing.
I love you, and I'm proud of you.
I would just say I love you. We're proud of you. Continue the good work. And no prisoners.
I'm most thankful for my family. I just want to say to my dad, without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. And then, Mama, ich liebe dich. Und ich will einfach Danke sagen. I feel like sometimes they don't really know how much they mean to me.